Hello everybody, this is Dr. Pierre Brunet. A lot of people hurt their back while gardening because there's a lot of twisting, bending, and lifting. Today I'm going to teach you a few tips on how to improve your posture while gardening and essentially how to protect your back. A lot of people think that gardening is not a very active activity to do, but it actually puts a lot of pressure on your spine. So the number one thing you want to do before you know you're going to have a big day outside gardening is to warm up. You want to walk around the house a little bit for 5 minutes, do some dynamic warm-ups a little bit, work on all the major joints. You can work on your hips and work on your shoulders, especially the pendulum swings. This will activate the muscles in your low back and will prep your back before gardening, including all the major big muscles like your lats. Before you go down and bend and round your back, you'd want to take advantage of some of these longer tools that you don't have to bend for as much as possible. So this is a weeding tool, for example, but there's lots of different tools out there that can help you save your back or minimize the exposure of when you're bent over. When you are bent over and you do have to bend down, the biggest thing is to hinge through the hips. So you want to bring the hips backwards like so and just shift your weight a little bit more backwards. The hips are the strongest joints in your body. They're the most weight load bearing joints. It makes sense that all the weight should go on your hips and not at your low back. So what you don't want to do is round your back like this. You'd want to hinge through the hips, have a good wide base of support, contract your core, engage your core, and keep that neutral spine when you bend over. You're going to bend your knees, and then you're going to go down and work on your work surface. If you're a tall guy like me, you can bend over or bend down on one knee and work on that work surface. Make sure that whatever you're working on, your toes, your feet are in line with your work surface. While you're down here, it's very easy for you to twist and to reach and put your back in a very compromised position. We know through studies that if you round your back too much, the more you round out your back, the worse it gets in terms of wear and tear on those muscles and all the other structures in the spine, ligaments, tendons, those sorts of things. A lot of people bend on two knees like this and they round out their back like that. You don't want to do that, okay? I recommend using a pad for when you're on your knees. You can actually go in a figure 4 position, engage your core, and make sure that spine is in neutral position. And you can work on one arm on this area, and then you can switch it up and work on your left side just to move the pressure around a little bit. If you are tired in this position, you can actually switch it up by putting a stool down or like a bucket over, and you can actually widen your stance and work on that area, okay? Just remember, keep the core engaged and keep that spine in neutral position, okay? And again, if you are going to move areas, make sure that whatever you're facing, that's the area you're working on, okay? Now we're going to talk about proper squatting and proper lifting heavy things in the garden.